Hey guys, it's Andrew from 510 Books here in my warehouse in my book and media store, and it is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Today was a good day. Had a good amount of customers come in. Was able to get through more DVDs. 4 more to go. Still sounds like a lot. Today I didn't get through as many as I thought I would, but it's just taken a while. But that's okay. I'm making progress. Got that box of books donated today. Little things like I went through the kids' chapter books and reorganized it so that it's cleaner. Things like that. One thing that gets some of the things that fall apart, or not fall apart, I fall behind on are cleaning the store, like dusting, getting rid of dust, reorganizing. Like this was a mess. It had books all over the place, and now I only have a couple of stacks because they don't all fit. But I pulled out a bunch of books that that have been sitting for a long time, and just wanted to make it look cleaner. Made that look cleaner. So it's funny because someone walked in, and then this New Kids on the Block book. They're like, "Oh, look at that! They didn't buy it," but just little things like that, just to make it look nicer and people to see what I have. I need to do that same thing with this whole mess here. It's become a bit of a mess. So I fall behind on that stuff because I spend most of my time sorting through all the inventory, listing on eBay, and of course, interacting with customers, helping them out, and all that stuff. So I always have to remember that little by little, I need to make things, dust, clean, uh, go through a section, maybe reorganize it somehow, make it look a little nicer. Those kind of things um, come into play when you have a retail location. So that was just thoughts that were going through my head. Sometimes I'll look at a shelf and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to have to reorganize it, but it doesn't look very good. So I got to go back and maybe pull some books that have been there a long time, haven't sold, make room for new books. That's part of it too, is pulling older stuff that's been sitting for a long time. Sometimes stuff sits for a while and then it sells, and sometimes it doesn't, and you just got to make room for new inventory because, of course, if you don't have new inventory coming in, um, you start to have stale inventory that's not moving, and your regulars are going to notice that. And I do leave a lot of stuff for a long time, but at the same time, it depends on the genre, that kind of thing. Like I don't pull CDs unless because I have enough space, unless I have enough to do a lot on eBay, or I really do need to pull some, and then I'll pull some. Um, I will do it. I will do it once in a while. DVDs not as much. Anyway, that's the basic point, right? Is if I don't have the space, I got to pull something to add new inventory. Something else that was going on today that was frustrating was we have to deal with. Was the only thing that was frustrating today. Is having to deal with homeless people that are so down there, because the owners of this property allow people, tenants, to put, what are they called? Containers, cargo containers, storage containers, and 2 trucks down there. It's blocking where the dumpster is. You can't even see it from here, which means that it provides shelter for people to live behind and around the dumpster. And right now I went back there and looked. There's nobody there, but there's a bunch of stuff behind the dumpster. There's a wall behind the dumpster, and in between that wall and the wall to the adjacent property over here, there's space, and they have created a little cave there with a little roof that they put on top. It's crazy, right? And so about a week or so ago, there's here in the city where I'm in, they have part of the police. They have a unit it's part of the police where they come out and will clear out encampments, homeless encampments. They'll kick out the homeless people, and then they'll throw everything. They'll grab everything that they've built up and take it away and haul it away, so they can't do it again. But the last time they were here, they did not take everything, and I've emailed them again, and they did not show up. And I called the police this morning at 10:30 for an officer to come by, because a guy walked by. Sorry, he actually didn't walk by. He bicycled by right here, literally singing a song about how, as I was standing here, and I had 2 customers in there, about how as if he had taken the tune from another song and he was just changing the words. Something about I'm back. The police try to kick me out, but I'm back. It was basically like taunting me. This homeless guy, believe it or not. So, needless to say, that was frustrating because what I've learned when I talked to a police officer, I don't know, last year at some point, I don't know how long it's been. He told me that if anyone goes into my unit, I have the right to kick them out, and if they don't want to leave, I have the right to uh, arrest them. Do a citizen's arrest. So I can say, "Hey, you gotta leave. You gotta leave my space." And if they say, "No, I'm not leaving," I say, "Okay. Well, if you don't leave in a minute, I'm gonna tackle you and tie you up or whatever, and call the police." So you can do that. However, what he said is if they're out here, even though it's private property to the owner of the building, I'm not allowed to do that. If the owner's here, then they can do that. But of course, they're never here. So they just keep coming and going, even though there's signs on the side of the building and on the gate that say private property, no trespassing, which allows them to arrest somebody, the police to arrest somebody if they're on the property, or at least kick them off. And if they don't want to leave, then they arrest them. They still come through. So it's pretty frustrating, but that's why I called the cops this morning, because I wanted to 100% clarify, what can I do? Because I'm sure they'll say, oh, talk to the property owner, get them to clean up the area, get them to move the shipping containers and the trucks. Well, that'd be great if they would actually do that, but apparently they're not going to do that, and people don't respond. Property managers don't respond. I tried that again today. Left a message on a cell phone, didn't respond. So these are the frustrations of today. It's ongoing. Because if they cleared this all out, see, this is the thing that happened, right? That one truck, this close truck here has been here since I got the space. But those two storage containers and that truck were not there like a year and a half ago. And so we were having a lot of problems with homeless people. But what they did was the property owners cleared out, there was trees and shrubs and bushes around the dumpster, and they cleared it all out. And that got rid of the homeless people pretty much permanently. But then when they allowed these people to put all of these vehicles, the giant truck and the two storage containers, now we're back to the same issue. It's basically like getting the trees back. So, hold on. So that's been frustrating. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Someone said, oh, talk to City Hall. Well, maybe that's the next step, right? Is to go to City Hall, and maybe there's somebody there that would help. But I don't know. Homelessness is a problem here where we are in Southern California, specifically where we are. There's a lot of homeless people, but they shouldn't be living next to the dumpster at a place of business. If you have any personal experience with this, of course, different states are going to have different laws, but if you have experience with this in Southern California, definitely let me know. But aside from that, it was a good day. Staying positive, getting more people. Another person that came in today said they want to give me CDs and DVDs. I don't know when, but at some point. So stuff like that is going on. People asking about whether they can bring in stuff for trade. So that's all good. I love donations, of course, trades, and I love buying good stuff, new good inventory. So those are all positives. But I just wanted to share with you the reality of owning a store. Even if I was in a retail location, there's still homeless people all over, around and next to and behind all kinds of retail establishments where I live. That's a problem around here, is them like hanging out right in front of a store. So it's not just me, and it's not just because I'm in a, in a building that is warehouses, small warehouse spaces instead of retail. That doesn't matter. It's still an issue, right? There's still problems with the homeless. So anyway, that happened. But I'm excited about tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to get through even more DVDs. Man, if I can focus in, I got to focus in. If I can get to those 4, that'd be awesome. I know I can do it. So I think that's what I'm going to dedicate myself to doing tomorrow. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.